It's the Flow Show, no filter. Wake up and they done found some secret Diddy tunnels. We got to talk about that. But before we get into that, let me cover my ad, no Diddy. The thoughts, views, and opinions shared at the Flow Show, no filter are from education and entertainment purposes only. I am not a professional. I am just good. Happy Wednesday, hump day, midway through the week. We got another crazy show. Diddy's tunnels. Diddy's secret tunnels have been exposed. These tunnels everybody been talking about, somebody has found them. We're going to talk about that. Another thing, Diddy might be making a move that's going to save him. Yeah, that's right. Save him. Like for the first time in a long time, Diddy might be putting a move together that may give him a fighting chance in this trial. We're going to talk about that. Also, they have more questions about the jury, and the judge has yet to rule on it. I'm going to get into that as we prep for the upcoming Diddy trial. We are a week away, basically. So we're going to really get into the nuts and bolts of what's going on. But this tunnel situation, this new Diddy power move with the attorney situation is something serious. So thank you and good morning to everybody. Juro, good morning from Philly. Judy with the 2 U's, one of my subscribers. I'll never forget her because she made sure she told me it's 2 U's. Judy, good morning, C Tuck. Now, Dreamer, always a pleasure to see you in the building. And don't forget, if you good morning, Lauren, Patricia, Monique, and don't forget, you're always welcome to join the Flow Show Breakfast Crew and watch the live taping of this show on my YouTube channel, Flow Daddy Flow. We do this every Monday through Friday at 7:30 sharp. You can ask the crew. I'm always on time. I love what I'm doing. I'm always looking forward to seeing everybody and talking and coming together and talking about a lot of difficult things. But yeah, y'all, it's been this Diddy trial has had so many ebbs and flows, ups and downs. Diddy, like I said, I haven't been impressed with 90% of the moves he's made. But I don't even want to waste a lot of time because we got a lot to talk about today. So let's get right in it. Let's get right into it. Hope everybody's feeling good on this Wednesday. But the tunnels. Let's go right into the tunnels before we even get to the power move Diddy is putting together that may save him a little time off his he might get less time. I don't know. He's doing a power move. I'm gonna get into that, but let's get into these tunnels first and see what exactly is going on, because everybody's been talking about these tunnels, and I haven't heard many people I haven't heard any confirmations that made me bring it to y'all. As you know, I'm sure all y'all have heard about the tunnels and the secret tunnels. And if you notice, I haven't really spoke on it because, like I always tell y'all, I like to speak on things that I kind of have confirmed. So I'm not up here just spewing all kind of, misinformation. As you know, I mean, people have said all kind of stuff when it comes to this Diddy case. And some of it can be true, some of it's not. But, I'm a trusted source. So I like to make sure before I talk about it that I have some type of concrete article or someone close to me or a valid source before I bring it to y'all, because I appreciate that y'all go to me for the Diddy news. But for the first time, I got an actual valid article, and a regular person toured P. Diddy's mansion, and you're gonna be surprised what this person found. So this article comes from the Mirror. You're gonna want to listen to this one, guys. It says, I toured P. Diddy's mansion and made shocking discoveries, including a secret tunnel. Now, when property investor Bo Belmont toured Sean Diddy Combs' notorious Holmby Hills mansion, he was shocked to find a hidden tunnel leading from the rapper's pool. It's been a lot of talk about Diddy's pool and the pool parties. So I ran across this article saying that this random person, this investor, was touring Diddy's mansion and found a secret tunnel leading from his pool. You know, I had to dig into it. So the article goes on to say property investor Bo Belmont was left slightly underwhelmed after stepping inside Sean Diddy Combs' infamous Holmby Hills mansion. Instead of being swept away by marble floors, what truly caught his attention was something lurking in the bushes. With the talent for transforming real estate with scandalous backstories, the 42-year-old Bo had just made a $9 million profit from flipping Kanye West's concrete Malibu home, and has now turned his focus on Diddy's lavish former party mansion, which is currently on the market for $61 million. Bo took in the enormous 17,000 square foot layout with 10 bedrooms, 13 bathrooms, a cinema capable of seating 35 viewers, a wine cellar, and even a hidden tunnel from the pool that I couldn't believe he ran across. Now, speaking to The Sun, Bo remarked, it definitely did not have the wow factor, adding that it just looked like a standard Bel Air home, nice marble floors, etc., etc. Now, this is when it gets crazy, and this is when the real shock came in. Let's make sure we're liking it as we come in, guys and gals. Like it and make sure you subscribe to the channel. Now, the real shock came when Bo's friend, a content creator, Daniel Mack, unearthed an odd collection of baby oil bottles hidden away in the garden. They found some weird baby oil bottles hidden away in a garden and a tunnel. Check this out. This mansion was one of the mansions that's infamous for the wild sex parties. A big reason why Diddy, aka Mohawk Diddy, is where he is right now. Person says, I don't know if it was planted or not, but Daniel posted on his Instagram and suddenly got hit with a ton of legal threats from people connected to Diddy. Let's back it up, y'all. This some deep stuff. So the guy posted what he saw, the weird baby oil bottles, the tunnel. He posted it to Instagram, and all of a sudden he got hit with legal threats from all the little Mohawk Diddies out there. Everybody connected to the dealer. Now, if we remember, the FBI's March raid on the mansion is believed to have uncovered more than 1,000 of these baby oil bottles that people believe are GHB. Um, and ever since that was brought to our attention, we can't unsee it. Now the agent felt disrespected, getting all of these messages and all this on their Instagram, all these threats. However, both senses that he's gonna go ahead and get the property. He's about 75% sure. Now he plans to do a complete overhaul of the property, yada yada yada. We don't really care about that. So that paragraph they talking about the renovation. I don't care about that. We want to hear about what's really going on. Now, they are investigating and looking into all these people who have been hitting them up. But I'm not rich. I would like to know what does a person do with a secret? What do you need with a secret tunnel leading from your pool? Now that someone has spotted that tunnel and the baby oil, and this is just somebody that's looking to buy the property, now I want to speak on it. Because what is the young lady name that said that the kids were being transported in tunnels? Allie Carter just came to me. Now, I don't know. There's some people who believe her, some people don't believe her. But someone like me, I don't understand what the purpose of secret tunnels in your pool or connected to your pool. I don't know where they lead to, but it definitely strikes me as odd. And again, I've been telling you from the beginning, who knows what's going to come out in this trial? Because like I said, I've been hearing so many crazy stories about these tunnels. I just didn't have any concrete evidence or any concrete publication backing it up. And like I told you, I don't bring y'all stuff just for clicks and views. I bring y'all stuff that I feel is verified or stuff I feel strongly about. And a week before the trial, to hear this evidence about this person not only seeing the actual tunnel, not actually seeing hidden baby oil bottles in a garden that were obviously left behind, and I don't think they were meant to be there. But then when they post it, they're getting all kind of threats, legal, personal, and all kind of threats. We need to pay attention to these tunnels. And I would go as far as to say, I wouldn't be surprised if the feds have investigated these tunnels. And so the first thing that popped in my head when I saw that these tunnels had been discovered is a question that everybody has been hitting me up since all this started. And the question that everybody's been asking me is, where are the kids? And like I said, it's not a subject I've been heavy on because I haven't, no news publications have really spoke on it, and nothing concrete out there. But now that we have this, I'm speaking on it a little more. I don't know what the hell is going on, but I don't trust secret tunnels. So this article is breaking news. I think it literally dropped last night. It was not on my list to talk about today. I normally prep my show the night before. And then if I wake up in the morning, I kind of fine tune it. But I'm normally done with have my show in mind the night before. So I had already completed the show for today. And then I see an article pop up my phone knows what articles, what interests me. These phones are smart with this algorithm. So it sends me anything that has to do with Diddy or anything like that. My phone automatically sends me the article. And so I was just going to bed and I said, somebody spotted secret tunnels. I said, oh, this must be some National Enquirer or, one of those type of, just clickbait. But then when I saw it came from the Mirror, I said, holy shit, we got to talk about this tomorrow. So I told you the title of the article. I would love for you guys, if you have a chance to read into it. If you guys have any information or come across any information that has to do with the tunnels or anything like that, something that you feel may be valid, please send it to me, because now I am going to do a little more investigating into these tunnels. It's definitely something that got my eyes open. But the major move that Diddy is working on, let me get to that. And I have not been impressed with a lot of the moves Diddy has made up until this point. I mean, a couple things when he brought in Garagos as the attorney, that was a good move. I believe Brian Steele was a good move. All these are recent moves. Before that, I told you his defense has been like a dumpster fire. Lucky for the victims who want justice. Well, Diddy is putting together some more money and using his wealth and adding yet another attorney to the mix. Now, this attorney, to me, is the top defense attorney right now. I would put him as the number one defense attorney in the United States right now, in my opinion. And the funny thing about this attorney is, if you remember, spoiler alert, it's Tacopina. Tacopina, I always mess his name up. Tacopina, the guy who got ASAP Rocky out of trouble, got his case, got him a not guilty verdict when many people actually saw ASAP Rocky on the camera with the firearm. So many people were pretty much said ASAP Rocky's going down. Tacopina put on a outstanding defense, got him off. And then a while back, there was rumors that Diddy wanted Tacopina. And Tacopina wouldn't accept taking on Diddy's case. Many people believe this because he represents Roc Nation and Jay-Z. And people were saying they think Jay-Z told him, look, no, you can't represent me and Diddy. Like, I need you, blah, blah, blah. And so even Tacopina said in an interview with Breakfast Club that he would he said he was too busy, or he gave a lot of different excuses why he wouldn't take the Diddy trial, the Diddy case. Well, it looks like all of that is changing. We got to go into that article. Like I said, to me, in my humble opinion, Tacopina, I'm tearing his name up and I apologize, but he's the number one guy right now. And they saying Diddy is working on a somewhat of a tight budget. His wealth is dropping. He's lost hundreds of millions of dollars ever since this case happened. Tacopina is said to be charging anywhere from $2,000 to $3,000, $2,400-$2,500 an hour. So he is one of the most high-priced attorneys out there. But let's get into this Daily Mail article. Diddy set to hire celebrity lawyer Joe Tacopina, who defended Donald Trump and got ASAP Rocky off the hook. But there's one holdup, and that is the title of the article. Let's proceed. This sparked my interest as well. I said, whoa, he was off the books, but apparently not so fast. So let's get into this. Diddy is considering hiring a famed celebrity attorney. Y'all need to listen to this because Tacopina is an attorney that can get things done. Diddy is considering hiring a famed celebrity attorney on the eve of his trial, but is balking at his massive fees. The disgraced hip-hop mogul is believed to be in talks with the hotshot lawyer Joe Tacopina, whose previous clients include Donald Trump, and charges a staggering $2,400 an hour. Now, like I told y'all, many people, I don't like to be in people's money business, but many people are saying that the funds are not nowhere near as long as they used to be for the diddler. So most recently, Tacopina represented ASAP Rocky in his felony assault case, which he was acquitted. Diddy's, whose trial begins next week, is in talks of hiring him, but money may be an issue. See, Tacopina's hourly rate is among the highest in New York, like I told you. He doesn't lower his prices for anyone. Like I said, we all know when you're the top dog, you set your price and you add tax on it if you want to. Now, Diddy's personal wealth, once valued at $1 billion, has shrunk to $300 million. He has put his $60 million mansion in Los Angeles on sale to help cover legal fees. He is doing whatever he can to come up with the money to get Tacopina. The 55-year-old Sean Combs is already paying super duper steep legal fees. As we all know, he just hired Brian Steele. And the funny thing about Brian Steele is a lot of people who are Brian Steele fans are upset at Brian Steele for even taking this case. Many people actually believe that Brian Steele is a good guy and, just in general, a good guy. I don't have to go into detail. But with this recent news, a lot of people are out on Brian Steele. And I'm getting messages all the time. Like, people are saying, I like Brian Steele. I don't know why he would take this case. He's damaging his name, blah, blah, blah. Just adding that for some context on Brian Steele. But if we know, Young Thug was another one that many people, including me, I didn't see any way that Young Thug would get out of his case. And Brian Steele was able to work a miracle. And instead of serving a 40-year jail sentence, Young Thug was ultimately given 15 years probation. We already know Diddy's other attorneys, but Tacopina is a heavy hitter who's known for his sharp sense of fashion and his tight-fitting clothes. Now, I don't understand. Some of this shit they put in these articles is like, I don't give a damn how he wears his clothes. Let's get to the meat of it. No Diddy. He also represented Michael Jackson, rapper Meek Mill, New York Yankee legend Alex Rodriguez, and many more. So, Tacopina also represented Trump in one of the civil cases brought against him by journalist E. Jean Carroll, where a jury awarded her $5 million after finding the president liable for SA and defamation. Now, in a YouTube interview earlier this month, Tacopina told DJ Vlad that his rate is $2,400 an hour, and he doesn't go down for anybody. Even DJ Vlad said, wow, that's a lot of money. But Tacopina said, I've had people say, I can't swing it, but it's all about supply and demand. You get what you pay for. He said that's the number. If someone comes in and can make that number happen, I love to work with them. I feel they're being victimized and they can't afford that. I will always try to work something out. And I think that's where we are right now. I believe the diddler is trying to get him to go down on his fees. I told people a long time ago that Diddy's money wasn't quite as long as everybody thought. And now, and people, like they always do, told me I didn't know what I was talking about. But now as we get closer to trial, it's pretty much apparent that Diddy's funds are running low. Because think about it. You wouldn't even be negotiating with Tacopina if he had it like that. He would say $2,400 an hour. Hey, give it to him. This guy is good. I need this guy. The fact that him and Diddy are going back and forth about price should tell you the Diddy funds are nowhere near where they once were. Like I said, like any kids would do, hey, look, Diddy's not there to supervisor. They're saying that the kids are spending money left and right like water. And that makes sense. I mean, that's not even me bashing the kids. I mean, at 20 something, if I had access to all that kind of money, I would probably be spending it too. That's what we do in our 20s. But the fact that he is going back and forth lets you know the money running low. Tacopina said he runs a boutique. Said he ran a boutique law firm with 5 lawyers, a paralegal, and other people they bring in as needed. He said it's a lot of money. It's a lot of money for a case, but he said Rocky paid it. He's like family. But $2,400 an hour and freedom, when it leads to freedom, in ASAP Rocky's case, $2,400 is like a drop in the bucket. We would give our left arm to be free. Tacopina says, I will fight tooth and nail for all of my clients. And he said, if I was Diddy or anybody else, I'd want me because I know what I give. I don't sleep. See, Tacopina reminds me of me. Or he don't sleep. He says he's consumed with his work. He's consumed with his cases. He says there will be no stone unturned. I have abilities when it comes to juries and cross-examination that I don't think there's anyone better out there than me. I'm not being cocky. I'm just saying I've taken it to a different level. My cross-examinations are devastating. This is why I'm bringing this article to you all. I always bring you the facts, call it straight down the middle. We need to be paying attention to this. This is the type of move that can really put some heat on the prosecution. The prosecution, they've been bringing it. But if Diddy somehow is able to get Tacopina on there, they're going to have to step it up and raise their level if they want to get the conviction that they're looking for. I'm very impressed with Tacopina. He really showed me something in that ASAP Rocky trial. I thought ASAP Rocky was going down, especially in New York. or LA or New York. I forgot, was it LA or New York? Those big cities, either one, both of those cities do not play about guns at all. Remember, I think it was in New York when Plexico Burris had a gun accidentally go off, and he was a football player in the NFL, and he had all kind of hell to pay because of that. They don't play about guns, and Tacopina was able to get him off. So, guys, listen in on this. Now, while Tacopina was representing Trump, his bare knuckle style link irked some of President's camp, who branded him a loudmouth. And I have to be honest, during that ASAP Rocky trial at the beginning, I was kind of thinking he was a little too loud myself. I was like, God, this guy's screaming, dogging. I said, Tacopina screaming at witnesses on the stand and this and that. But you can't argue with results. Tacopina sees it differently. And he told Vlad that for every hour of cross-examination in court, he had done about 25 hours of preparation. Think about that. For every hour of cross-examination, Tacopina does about 25 hours of preparation. I wouldn't want to be cross-examined by this guy. This guy is obsessed. And when you're obsessed, you do a damn good job. I'm obsessed with this podcast and my content. Y'all know me, I do hours of content every single day. Probably, like I said, in the last 2.5 years, there probably is a combined 6 days that I didn't drop content. In 2.5 years, there is 5 or 6 days that I didn't drop content. I'm obsessed. I eat, sleep, and breathe this. And one thing about it, if you're going against somebody who eats, sleeps, and breathes their job and they have talent, you better be on your job, because they're definitely on theirs. So I can totally understand what he's saying. And you do have a confidence. And the confidence comes from working. Like I think I told y'all this yesterday. I am never worried about anybody who tries to bring me down or anybody that tries to anything against me, because I've never met anybody who's going to outwork me in my whole life. And when you know that, you do have a certain confidence, because you look at the person opposite you and you know this person ain't going to outwork me. So whatever they do, I'm going to outlast them because I'm going to outwork them. Tacopina is saying he's one of those guys, and I totally get it. He says he has a sixth sense for smelling blood when he's cross-examining. Now, Diddy's legal team has been contacted, but they never got back to Daily Mail to tell them if this is, if they're close to a deal or not. But I'm going to say this to everybody out there that wants Diddy to make sure that Diddy is held accountable. If that's you, you better be hoping that Tacopina, I'm going to say you better be hoping. I'm going to say it's going to be a much easier case if Tacopina does not get involved. So we're going to see how that plays out. It's not in stone yet, and there's a big chance that even Tacopina may not be willing to go down on his price. I think it's actually a big chance that Diddy won't even be able to afford him. And a case like Diddy's, where most people believe, including me, that I don't see any way that Diddy gets an acquittal. See, a lawyer like Tacopina, for this type of case, I believe he won't come down on his price. I remember my Uncle Jim always told me, and let me give you some context. I don't think he's going to come down on his price because there's a strong chance he will lose. And not only that, he may lose, and and his brand may take a hit because of all the nasty and crazy stuff that Diddy is accused of. So with those two things, I think that's why he's not coming down on his price and why him and Diddy are going back and forth. And the reason why I say that is my Uncle Jim always had his own business, and he laid bricks. He was the best bricklayer in Cleveland Heights. He had unlimited amount of customers. But when he didn't want to take a job, when he didn't want to take the job, he said he would always throw out a fuck it price. Meaning he would throw out a high number, and if you take it, okay, I'll do it. But I really don't want to do it. And so I believe Tacopina might feel the same way about this case, that it could be it's a strong case, a strong chance it could be a loss on his record, and his brand could take a hit. So he's probably going to throw Diddy the fuck it price, meaning if you go for this price, fuck it, I'll do it. And my Uncle Jim used to always tell me that, and it makes sense in so many different things. So, you know, if he felt good about the case and he felt like the case would be valuable for him, and I'm talking about Tacopina, in that case, I feel like he would be more apt to go down on his price. But the fact that they're going back and forth lets me know two things. Tacopina wants full value, wants full price to take this case. And number two, Diddy's funds are running low, especially having all the fucking Avengers. He has every powerful lawyer in New York, in Atlanta. And I'm sure that bill, those receipts are large. So we will see how this pans out. Like I said, it's not etched in stone yet, but it's something that we're going to pay close attention to. And the minute either he passes on the Diddy trial, and I'm talking about Tacopina, the minute he passes on it or accepts it, I will bring that news immediately via my YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. You know, that's where I put all of my breaking news that I think that you need to know about. So we're going to pay close attention to that. That's an interesting development, to say the least, and something that needs to be paid attention to. Now, another thing, we're still talking about the jurors. Got some interesting news on the jurors, and we need to go over it. And the judge hasn't ruled on this yet, and this will be another thing that I will bring to you all the minute I get a solid answer. But the question that everybody wants to know is this: will the P. Diddy jury be sequestered? Defense asks for precautions to prevent prejudicial statements. This also comes from the Mirror. The Mirror been on their shit. I ain't gonna lie, the Mirror has been one of the best publications covering this Diddy stuff. So the article goes on to say the judge in the P. Diddy trial is setting some last-minute decisions before jury selection kicks off. He has yet to say no to a sequestered jury. The jury for Sean P. Diddy Combs' trial is set for selection starting May 5th. Is that a Friday? I know we're only a week away, but the judge might need to set additional parameters due to the high-profile status of the case. In fact, the jury could be sequestered, as hinted by a recent letter from the defense obtained by the Mirror. And Sherry, I agree with you. I definitely feel like they will be sequestered. Every high profile case, I think even dating back to, I can't say for sure, but wasn't O.J. Simpson's jury sequestered? Let me know in the comments. I can't quite remember, so I don't want to say for sure, but if my memory serves me correct, the jury in the O.J. trial was sequestered. Anyway, a sequestered jury is kept isolated during the duration of the trial. If ordered, the jury would not return home at the end of the day. Instead, they'd be taken to hotel rooms at the discretion of the court. Now, if I'm a betting man, I'm going to bet that they're going to sequester this jury. And they might need to sequester this jury for safety reasons. We know the obvious reason is they don't want the outside world impacting their decision. But when you think about it, you might just need to, they just may need to be sequestered for protection from anybody. And I'm not up here implying Diddy gonna do something to the jury. I'm just saying in general, if you're a juror on this case with so many people having so many strong feelings about this case, and you got so many weirdos out there, who knows what people will do. I see this jury being sequestered, but we'll see. As of writing, the judge, Aram Subramanian, has not ordered the jury to be sequestered as of yet. But as we know, there have been a myriad of last-minute decisions made. And however, the defense did once again raise concerns about how public attention might impact the outcome, pointing to a sequestered jury as a possible solution. Now, while the defense argued that a sequestered jury and additional remedies such as a searching situation, empathetic jury instruction, and change of venue can only go so far to mitigate such prejudicial statements, they did not rule out the possibility altogether. Instead, they focused on an ask for a gag order. As they said, any other remedies would not be enough. They wrote, if such remedies were sufficient, there would be little reason to restrict extraditional statements in the first place. Diddy's team asked the court to issue a gag order on direct counsel for all witnesses on the government's witness list, as well as those otherwise working at their direction until verdict is reached. Now, in addition, check this out, y'all. Listen in. I need the Flow community to listen in because we're getting close to trial time and it's time to lock in. It's game time. Any of my athletes out there, men and women, y'all know when it's game time, when the tournament is about to start, that's where we are. I need everybody locking in so we know exactly what the hell is going on. Now, in addition to a sequestered jury, the judge can opt to host an anonymous jury. An attorney at litigation firm previously explained to the Mirror that an anonymous jury, also known as an inanimate jury, would bar jurors' names from going public. And I'm not against that. I think this is such a high-profile case, and there've been so many weird things surrounding it. I am all for protecting these jurors at all costs. And with protection, you also give them security to focus on the task at hand, which is paying attention to this trial and coming up with the correct verdict. So I'm fine with them not being named or whatever. Whatever the judge decides is what he decides. But I really feel these jurors do need to be protected because this case is that big and strange with all the strange things that have happened surrounding it. So In fact, they could even be blocked from the attorneys and parties until the conclusion of the trial. However, he believes this option is unlikely due to how close to the trial we are, and that it does not appear that either side has requested an anonymous jury to this point. As we know, Diddy is facing 5 charges, which include sex trafficking, conspiracy, racketeering, transportation to engage in prostitution, and he has pled not guilty to all charges against him. He is innocent until proven guilty. Additionally, he vehemently denies the allegations. The jury will be required to answer a series of questions before heading into selection. Prosecutors and the defense attorneys have both submitted drafts of potential questions and will need to come to an agreement for the questionnaire. Now, y'all know this questionnaire has been another controversial topic because they are said to be asking the jury how they feel about basically, in so many words, how do they feel about freak off parties? How do they feel about a person having multiple partners? How do they feel about drinking? Basically, all the stuff Diddy has done, they're asking the jury to answer questions on these topics. Some potential questions even ask about the experience of past sexual trauma they may have. Other questions are how frequently they watch police dramas. And they say many questions are asking about their TV habits, blah, 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 blah. The questionnaire is very extensive. And if you remember, I covered this, and the prosecution said that the questionnaire is way too long. They say it's way too many questions. I believe they even got up to maybe 70 questions. Don't quote me on that. But it definitely is something to pay attention to. And we are only a week away, y'all. You know, we've been talking about this case as as if it was in the distant future for so long. It's hard to believe that next week is the actual shit. And so I'm surprised that this jury situation is being handled or being questioned by the defense so late in the game. I would have thought this whole jury situation would have been etched in stone a long time ago. Because as this article says, we kind of in the last minute to start making too many changes or too many preparations. So I am interested to see what the judge said. Another thing I don't want to forget. As a matter of fact, this is the most important thing. Not most important, but this is the biggest update right now that we're supposed to be getting tomorrow. And let me go into that in 1 second. But y'all know, I would be remiss if I didn't thank the people who make this podcast possible, and that is the subscribers. I always tell y'all, without the subscribers, I would have to come in here and talk about my Browns all day, which I wouldn't mind. You know, I love the Browns, but I know y'all don't want to hear that shit. So since y'all don't want to hear that, we need to subscribe to the podcast. So I want to thank the subscribers of the day. Give me a second to pull it up. It's a beautiful Wednesday. I'm in Puerto Rico. We got crazy rain. The whole island is getting rained out right now. We even lost power yesterday. And I was afraid that I wouldn't be able to do the show today because I didn't know if the power would come back on. Luckily it did, though, because I'm like, hold on, y'all. Don't mess up the flow, show. Can't stop the flow. So let's thank the subscriber of the day. Subscriber of the day is a person by the name of Lane Phillips. Lane Phillips, thank you. I need everybody in the comments to thank Lane Phillips. Lauren is funny. Lauren said, list your kinks. Lane Phillips, thank you for keeping truth alive and keeping the lights on this unbiased platform that we've all built together, where we're going to talk about whatever we want to talk about. We're not looking for no sponsorships or no crazy sponsor dollars so they can tell us what we can talk about and what we can't talk about. We are going to continue to support our own, and it's a beautiful thing. Like I told y'all, I love the freedom, and let's continue to subscribe. I shout out every single subscriber. So if you don't know how to subscribe, look at the notes, the description in the notes, and you'll see the Buzzsprout link. Thank you to everybody who has subscribed already. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I'm going to thank you in advance, because I know you love the podcast. And I know you don't want me to get in here and start talking about my Cleveland Cavaliers and my Guardians and all of that and turn this into a sports podcast, because I need corporate dollars to feed my stomach and to feed my son. So thank you, Lane Phillips. And if you want your shout out and want to support this podcast, that is a platform that I call this the People's Podcast. This is our podcast. If you want to support it, please subscribe. Also, you can also check my YouTube out and hit me up on social media. Flow Daddy Flow is my name. Now, let's get back to the business at hand. And you guys are really having some funny comments in there today. Y'all are in y'all bag today in the comment section. But tomorrow we are supposed to be getting some big information. And what information is that? Remember last week they said Diddy turned down a plea agreement? And they say he turned it down immediately. Well, remember, tomorrow we are supposed to be getting the what the actual plea agreement was. Y'all know I hold this court accountable. If they don't give us the information, it ain't my fault. I don't know if y'all remember that song. It ain't my fault. It ain't my fault. I think that was Master P, but it ain't my fault. Y'all know I hold their ass accountable. They said Thursday. Tomorrow's Thursday. I want to know what that plea agreement is, because that plea agreement is going to tell us exactly how dead to rights do they have Diddy. Did they offer him 15 years in prison? Did they offer him 25 years? Did they offer him 5 years, 10 years? The more years they offered him in that plea deal, the more evidence they have. It's really that simple, which is why I am very interested to see what this plea agreement was. And I hope that the court doesn't do us like they did us on that enterprise letter, had us waiting for a month and never presented it like they said they were. And if you remember, the enterprise letter was supposed to detail everything that Diddy, how he carried out his illegal operation, who all helped, who were the employees, what they did, yada yada yada, this blase splee. Well, the date that they were supposed to reveal it, which was like March something, it never happened. And so ever since then, when they say they're going to present something on a certain day, I take it with a grain of salt. But I don't see why they would hold information on what the plea agreement was, though. So I'm really hoping that they tell us tomorrow, because what that is going to tell us is how strong does the prosecution feel about their case. If they say that plea agreement was like 20 years, even 15 years would show that they have a strong case. Anything less than that, Anything less than 15 or 20 years, then I'm gonna feel like, well, maybe they don't feel as strong about their case. But I know Diddy, the narcissist that he is, the power controlling master manipulator, like Kendrick say, the person Diddy is. If they offered him 5 years, I know he wouldn't take it, because he believes he can beat anything, and at the end of the day, he's got all his little ritual tricks and his frequency and his astrology and his money and this and that. So I would beg to say, even if the prosecution offered Diddy 5 years, even though he has a mountain of evidence against him, witnesses, videotapes, all of the above, I could see Diddy turning down even a 5-year plea agreement where they say, hey, all you got to do is 5 years and blah, blah, blah. I could see Diddy turning that down. So that's why I'm anxious to see what exactly this plea agreement is. So let's hope, cross your fingers, y'all. Hope they don't play us like they did us on this Enterprise letter. I want to know. Yeah, let's see. Sherry says, let's see. Yeah, let's see. So that is as far as the Enterprise, the plea agreement. We're waiting on that tomorrow. Let me give you a little update too. Shannon Sharpe is that $100 million deal. Everybody spoke about. He just on the. Let me give you a little context. Shannon Sharpe has a $50 million sexual assault lawsuit going, where he is accused of choking and graping and all kind of stuff with a 19-year-old OnlyFans model. He's fighting for his life right now, but everybody talked about this $100 million deal that he had for his podcast, Nightcap and Club Shay Shay, that he was about to sign. He was 3 days, they had just announced it, and then 3 days later, he got hit with all these charges. Well, when it first happened, people were worried or under the impression, wondering, was it going to happen? And it was kind of in limbo. Well, it is officially kaput on the fritz. They have retracted that $100 million deal. So it is no longer. So just to update you on that. Also, this is crazy. Even on his podcast, Nightcap is every night. He has lost every sponsor that he had. And I'm talking about like FanDuel and all the little sponsors that they have for these that he had. He had a lot of them. Boost Mobile has dropped him. DraftKings has dropped him, and more. He literally has lost all of those sponsors. And it just shows you the time we're in. When you violate women now, and it wasn't like this a long time ago. I remember women used to complain. I was kind of like I was young then, so I wasn't really involved in the politics of the stuff. I remember women often complain that they're serious, and guys would have crazy allegations against them, and they would keep it moving. Well, these days, you have some sexual assault going on. Sponsors are hauling ass away from you. We used to call it getting the fuck out of Dodge, and I don't blame them. I'm glad to see it, but they're not playing no more. I did not even know the little YouTube sponsors were gonna haul ass away from Shannon Sharpe, but apparently they have. Even to the point where Ocho, his partner, had because I told you I watch all this stuff, and I'm always, because I want information. I love information. They had a little logo in the back. It's had Nightcap, and then it had one of these sponsors under it. Well, they are covering that with a football jersey now. It is crazy to see what has happened to Shannon's platforms in like a week's time. Like he's covering sponsors, and it's crazy because in the comments, see, Shannon Sharp's podcast was doing so well and had so many sponsors that it took about 15 minutes for the fucking show to start. Right? Well, now, since there are no sponsors, it's literally the second he starts, he goes right into the show. And you hear, I was reading in the comments, people were saying, like, I'm kind of glad all the sponsors left because now we get to just get right into the show. And it's just crazy. And it shows you that society is not playing around with all this crazy, freaky, graping, whatever is going on. This society ain't playing about that shit no more. Society that we live in now, they hear that you're doing some freaky, crazy shit or allegation to a woman now, sponsors are leaving your ass where you stay at. So just to update anybody who has been following the Shannon Sharp story, sponsors at all have got the fuck out of Dodge, and that $100 million contract is gone. And people are saying that saw the footage. Before we get out of here, the people that are saying that saw the footage, they saying that the footage of Shannon Sharp and that young lady, that 30 seconds that Shannon Sharp says they have, inside sources are saying Shannon Sharp might fuck around and go to jail behind this shit. Now, that's not me talking. That's just me giving you information of people who are claimed. These are insiders who have actually saw the video. A couple people out in California have saw the video and they said it's terrible. And don't be surprised if this ended up with some more serious charges, not just the fucking money. And then that makes then you start to realize, well, maybe that's why he offered $10 million. And we always say the craziest part about that $10 million is it didn't even do the trick. She said no. And when $10 million doesn't do the trick, that don't look good. And my final thought before I get out of here, y'all know I'm super excited about my Cleveland Browns. And we do have Shador, but I gotta speak on something. And this is, I'm asking you guys. I want some information from you all now because I am baffled. Now, let me lead by saying we have a beautiful, diverse community, amazing people, white men, white women, Latino men, Latino women, black women, black men, everybody in between, and I love that. But the way that the world is coming down on Shador Sanders is scary. And when I say the world, there's one particular demographic. And I always tell y'all, one thing I like about having massive platforms across the board is I get to get a large sample size of what's going on. And white men, by the droves, are it's so nasty that it's strange to me. And the crazy thing is when they're speaking to me, they don't realize that I have multiple platforms. I get thousands of messages from everybody. And if you know me, I'm very in tune with, and I respond, and I'm in because I learn a lot from all those messages. I enjoy my job. But they're nasty and nasty and nasty towards this 23-year-old kid. And they are quick to tell me it's not about race. But see, what they don't realize is I have a unique vantage point. I get to look at thousands of messages about this, right? And out of those thousands of terrible messages, it's like 999 white men. I'm just being honest. And so, like I always tell you, the best way to learn is to ask. And I'm asking either some of my white women who listen or some of my white men who listen, send me a message and give me some clarity on that. Explain to me, why is it that I'm not getting nasty messages from Latino women, Latino men, black women, white women? I'm not getting nasty messages from any of them. I have thousands of messages from white men saying the most nasty things and tearing this 23-year-old kid down like he's Diddy. And I told y'all, I'm raised with love, so I don't have any anger. You can look at my comments. I just speak facts. I'm not nasty to people because I don't have, even people at their worst don't make me feel nasty. I'm more or less think about what is this person going through, or what have they been through to make them nasty towards me. That's just how my brain works. So it doesn't bother me. I'm not, like I said, I got every race that you can imagine has treated me beautifully and in this community. White man, white woman, everybody. And y'all know that about our community. But I am really baffled and really would like some understanding from people who may know more about, white men, white women. May can give me some information, because I really want it. Because I have thousands of white men telling me it's not about race, but they don't understand that. They don't know that I'm getting messages all day long, and there's literally only white men tearing them down, y'all. I'm just being honest. If their white women are supporting, like we support all these kids. I have nothing in my body will make me talk about a college kid like this. I don't care what his color is. I'll give you an example, and I'm not even breaking down like all the different colors and different college players who've done this and that, because I don't want to tear down another kid to make my point. But I'm gonna make this one point, because this was another quarterback of ours. Baker Mayfield was a white quarterback that we drafted, but in college, he was arrested. He grabbed his junk on the field. He slammed flags in the middle of opponents. I mean, he did all kind of stuff. And I'm telling you this because even with him doing all that, I never uttered a bad word about him, or even thought to even. I looked at him as a college kid who just did a few things that we all do. I would hate somebody to judge me what I was doing in college. I did some stuff that I'm not proud of. So, but I never for once could even see myself talking negatively and bashing and down in Baker Mayfield ever. So it's like baffling to me. And I really, really would like to hear from some people from that culture, from that world, who may have more insight than me. Because when I'm looking at all of these messages, and it's not a bunch of different people tearing down Shador, it is literally just white men. It's scary. It's like I'm saying to myself, like, I hope these people aren't policemen. I hope these people aren't judges. I hope these people aren't people in positions of power. And so this is why I appreciate this community, because I can ask questions and maybe I'll get some answers, because I really just want answers. It's scary, it's sad, and I don't speak foul about any of our college kids. We love our kids. When I see another kid, I see a kid that I know has parents that love him to death, like I love my child to death. So I don't even, it's nothing in me that will make me tear down and speak. Let me give you an example. When Shador was prank called in the middle of going through all this, he just said that, hey, I just thank God for everything. I went in the comments and I said, this isn't on my page. It was on another page. I went in the comments. All I said was, oh, Shedeur Sanders is handling this situation tremendously. I'm proud of him. Do you know I had that demographic come in there and tell me that Shedeur Sanders is a tool and I'm a tool? And the only thing that happened in that comment section in that page was Shedeur said he thanked God for everything amidst all of this drama. And all I said was, this young man is handling this situation tremendously. I'm proud of him for the way he's handling it. And then they come in there saying, atting me, talking about Shedeur Sanders is a tool, and so am I, and I'm a fucking tool, and he's an arrogant douchebag, and I'm this and I'm that. And I'm just like, are you okay? Like I said, it doesn't anger me. Like, it makes me, my first reaction is to like figure out why. I wonder what's going on in your heart to make you feel like that. So, guys and gals, I just want to put that out there. Y'all know I love my Cleveland Browns. Y'all know I don't give a fuck what nobody think. Actually, I just want clarity. And when I say I don't give a fuck what nobody think, I ain't talking about y'all. I'm saying, like, I'm not worried about all these people tearing down whoever, whatever. Shedeur Sanders is fine. He has loving parents. He has achieved a goal he's been working on since he was in kindergarten. He's been working on his goal of getting to the NFL. He's achieved it. I know he's not worried about it. I'm not worried about it. Y'all see what I go through every day. I get thousands of negative comments all day long and this and that from people who are just angry. So I'm not saying it like I'm bothered by it. I'm saying it because normally I can figure it out, and I can't figure this one out. I mean, I know the obvious answer that everybody will say, oh, it's racist, but I want a deeper answer than that. I want some insight. So I'm asking y'all, send me a message on my Instagram. Anybody feel free to chime in on this. Send it to me on my Facebook. I'm just looking for answers, y'all. I don't like what I'm seeing. And like I said, it's literally what's more alarming is that it's literally coming from one group. And that's what is the crazy part about it. It's literally I haven't had one white woman say anything negative or come trashing down on Shedeur. Not one. I had black women or black men or Latino. And so it just made me say, wow, what is going on? I said, well, I'll ask the community. I'm sure that we got a loving community. Somebody will give me some insight to help me kind of process this. Other than that, I'm excited and I'm looking forward to this football season. So I'm so happy we have Shedeur, and we ain't worried about it. We the Cleveland Browns. We used to being shitted on. So it ain't nothing new in general. So I'm just asking y'all because I love y'all. And I feel blessed that I do have a community that I can ask these kind of questions to. And I know I'm going to get honest answers. And y'all going to give me truth like I give y'all. Don't cut no slack. Give me the real answer because I want to know. Other than that, y'all, much love to y'all. I don't have nothing else to say, but bye. As always, I love y'all. Let's see if we can get some information on that plea agreement. But I'm out. Boom, boom, boom. Hello, 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 hello. Hey guys, what's up? Another one bites the dust. Okay, see, that's what I'm saying. But hey, Daryl, and I'm glad you chimed in. This is the question. It's been very easy It's very easy to just say this has nothing to do with race. So what I'm asking is answer this question. Why out of the thousands of comments I'm getting, why is 99% of them from white men? That's the question nobody has been able to answer. I've had 1,000 people say it's not about race. That's like an easy blanket statement to make. But what the question I'm not getting the answer to is, out of my thousands of TikTok messages, thousands of Facebook messages, thousands of Instagram messages, can someone let me know why is it all white men that have the biggest problem with Shador? That is what I want to answer to. And I'm asking that without the kindness of my heart and with love, because I'm literally looking at my phone and it just keeps being the same. It's like rinse and repeat. And I just want to know. Like I said, I don't have any problems with people. Whatever you do is whatever you do. But nobody has been able to answer that question for me yet. But there has to be some type of answer. I mean, it has to be something that can explain it. I can't explain it. Y'all know me. If I can explain something, I will. I will break it down to its lowest compound. But I can't get this one, y'all. This one got me stumped. This one got me stumped. I don't know what I don't know. It's scary to me. But it's all good. Like I said, I'm just happy we about to get Spotify and Apple loaded up. That's our routine. So other than that, y'all, let me see. Let me shout out everybody. Let me see. AC Tuck, Sherry, Lauren, what's up? Hey Rob, what's up? Patricia, King, who else? You know I gotta hire everybody. Piers, Kingdom Fit, Christy, love you too. Nadreema, always love you. Nadreema, day one, love you to death. Stacy, hello, G Rob. Let's see, Patricia, my girl, Christy, again. Just want to make sure I don't miss nobody before we get out of here. Hey, Stacy, appreciate the support. Make sure I ain't forgetting nobody. Angie, how could I didn't see Angie. Angie, I didn't even see you in the chat. Hey, Angie. Ebony, Sybil, my girl. Monique, my girl. Lauren. The gang, everybody was here today, man. I greatly appreciate y'all. And like I said, this is a loving conversation. Please hit me up in the DM and on Instagram, Facebook. Share your thoughts about the Shador situation. I really want to hear it. I really do. I'm curious to know, and like I always told y'all, I love learning about stuff that I may not have an experience. I might not have experience on. I love getting knowledge from people that may know something more than me. Empress Daphne, hey, we about to get out of here, but good morning, Empress. Make sure you check out this live. This was a good one. Much love to everybody in the building. Y'all know I love y'all to death. See y'all tomorrow, same time, 7:30 a.m. sharp. Flow Show, no filter. Much love, but I'm